Driving into the Wind Rivers. It's quite the long approach, 19 miles of dirt road. It's a little rocky in some parts, but otherwise I got about 6.5 left to go to the Green River Lakes trailhead. And well, I'm at the trailhead and there are a lot of people here, which makes me feel better, although I'm assuming a lot of them aren't doing Gannett, but a lot of people camped along this road too. So there's the famous Square Top Mountain, which I'll end up going right by. I'm going 12 miles in this way along the river, and then I'm going 8 miles up and like 7,500 feet up for a total of 20 miles each way to summit Gannett Peak, the high point of Wyoming. I'll be taking the Highline Trail tomorrow morning. Well, good morning. It is 3:30 a.m. We are getting ready to go here. We should be ready in 5-10 minutes here. Headed out on the Highline Trail. I want it to be light when I do the river crossing 12 miles in, but it's a flat 12 miles, so I should jog most of it. All right, so the headlamp is off. The GoPro is on. I think between these two cliffs is the drainage we're going up, but it could be a little further. It's chilly. I have my hat and gloves on and pants and a long sleeve. We are probably almost 11 miles in. We crossed the river at about 12. All right, so somehow I missed the, I went right past where you cut across. So it is this first drainage. It's very wet here. Well, here goes nothing. Mud. I didn't take my pants off. So where are we gonna pop out? Maybe like right here. Yeah, let's just get right across here. All right, no more than knee deep. Can I step out though? I don't know. All right, I'm out. Whew. Green River. Yeah, so we get through some boulders and then immediately have more marshland and then are getting up straight up this creek. This is gonna suck big time. This is Tourist Creek for you folks. All right, well, this is just brutal so far. You can see down there the valley, we've come up a couple hundred feet. The creek's over there. I'm just trying to get up out of this vegetation. The brush isn't too bad, it's just there's all these downed trees which are somewhat difficult to navigate over. So I don't know, I'm just heading up. I'm hopeful to get on rock at some point. Well, we finally gotten on a little more rock, so the walking's easier now. That was awful. Absolutely brutal. So it looks like a cairn here. Although there are all sorts of different ways up. We're just following the creek up. You know, but there's gonna be different paths. But now that we're getting higher, I think things are gonna start, hopefully, fingers crossed, getting a little better, because it's been brutal so far. Absolutely brutal. So we've come up from the river quite a bit. I think I'm getting a little too high. So I'm starting to sort of cut over The GPS track I have is much closer to the creek, which at this point it's all rock. Doesn't really matter. All right, so I was too high. From some video I watched, they said you want to be on the low side of this. It's very tempting to be up there, and I still want to, but I'm gonna follow that video that said stay low here. So now I gotta down climb here. Also, my bear spray fell out of my pouch in my pack. I don't know where it is, so that's great. Maybe I'll find it on the way down. If not, I'm gonna need to go through the 12 miles of woods without any bear spray. So that sucks. Well, the slog up Taurus Creek continues. You can pretty much go wherever you want. I'm trying to keep in the middle. It's not too bad. So still not in the sun. This is taking a long time. All right, so here's your creek. And it hits this head wall and you gotta go right. So if you were low, you'd have to climb. I've sort of been skirting. It might actually be easier to be low near the creek, but honestly not totally sure. So cutting over here to this notch, and then we'll be in the sun for the first time. We're over 10,000 feet. All right, well, it's time for us to officially leave the creek and start bending up to the right here. And we'll eventually climb to Solitude Lake, which is maybe 600 feet above us right now. So we've come up several hundred feet from the main drainage. Now we're bending right and getting up there. And I'm just gonna stay on boulders, I guess. The boulders are so big for the most part, it's easy enough to find ways. I mean, I guess sometimes you have to backtrack and try different things, but there's spiders everywhere, by the way. Yeah, it's just slow going. You gotta watch your footing, especially when they're slick and they have that growth on them. So I guess I can kind of stay low for a while, right up here in the shade. Oh, you're looking at, I believe, Mount Solitude, and I think Solitude Lake's up on that shelf. We just gotta find the best way to get up there. And here you have Lake Solitude. And which way do I want to wrap around it? Unsure. I think you could do either. I don't know though. It looks, I gotta go over there anyway. I think I'm gonna go around the right hand side, but it's probably 6 of one, half dozen of the other, if I had to guess. Gorgeous. Well, we've made it to the far end of the lake. I think on the way back I want to go on the other side, but it's probably about the same either way. Probably about the same distance. So we're just heading up, barely gaining any elevation here to crest this little saddle, and then is where we will not descend to Scott Lake. We will aim for a notch on like sort of a shelf. There's our view. That's that flatter one. That's Gannett. So unfortunately, I need to check the map. I think we might need to drop here and then we sort of stay higher rather than going. There's a lake down there. Oh, here you go. Ooh. So actually this isn't Scott Lake. This is like in a little unnamed pond. So I think we do have to go down here. And maybe we wanted to be over there, so that's my bad. Awesome. Well, I will say the descent down to this little pond is pretty difficult. It's some like exposed class 3, some like ledge system. I think what you'd want to do is go the gradual way that way, and I'll probably just go up that way. But yeah, not that easy. Ooh. Closer view of Gannett. So we're gonna go on that little shoulder there. We're gonna pop over there, and then we'll have to drop to Skinny Lake. But we are not dropping down to Scott Lake. So this should be relatively easy, I think. But unsure. There's a lot more boulders. It's a good view of Scott Lake. And that's why we're not dropping down. Just a lot of drop. This should be easy enough. Famous last words. Nothing on this hike is easy. Nothing. All right. So we've just passed through the notch. There's your view of Gannett. And a bunch of the steep crap we have to go up for, I don't know, almost 3,000 feet from down at Skinny Lake, I think. Maybe a little more even. Alright, we got a grass ramp. I like it. So, after we get around Skinny Lake, we're going up that talus field on the right, which seems pretty steep and miserable to me. I think we'll figure it out. All right, so on the way back, I think I'm gonna go around Scott Lake. It's this is a mess. I mean, I'm almost descending down to Scott Lake anyway. Like, what's the point? And I've been on boulders the entire time, you know, and so I'm saving myself 300-400 feet of elevation gain, but I think I'm costing myself time. So I think on the way back, I'm just gonna walk in the nice grasses down there. I mean, I'm sure there'll be rocks too, but this is just so slow going, walking through boulder fields. So yeah, I think I've made my decision for the way back. All right, we've hit the outlet of Skinny Lake, and you can go around on either side. It does look more bouldery on the right. All right, we made it to the far side of Skinny Lake. There's that notch up there. From here, it doesn't look too bad to just walk up. It is though. Oh man. So anyway, we got to wrap around here, and I need to get a little bit more water too. But this is going to be a very long slog. So we're ascending up. We got to hit that saddle up there. Still a long way to go, and then we'll be near the tongue of the glacier. But we got to get up through this cliff band, which it looks like there's lots of different ways you could climb up. I'm just kind of going up to the right here, but I think you could cut near the water. It looks very easy to just step up. So, I don't know, just kind of feeling it out, I guess. But back on boulders for a while. All right, so when I hit this big rock, I gotta go to the left, kind of. Now we just gotta go up this. It actually doesn't look that bad, but probably just more of the same. So I guess I'm just gonna walk straight up. All right, so we've hit sort of the tongue of the glacier here. A lot of glacial melt running from it. So I think what I'm gonna do is stay on the rock for a little bit and bend around. I see some tracks in the snow, but for now I'm gonna stay on rock, I think. Who knows how that's gonna go though. Alright, so I've used the rock effectively, but we're gonna have to get on snow pretty soon. And there's 2 people. That's a welcome sight. So I'm gonna put on my crampons. Got my axe too. And yeah, just start heading up, and then we go up Looker's left, or Lookout left, to gain the ridge and walk to the summit. It looks like there's not much. I don't think I'm going to encounter any snow. It's just this quick little traverse. So let me put the spikes on. All right, so we are on the glacier. They said there's no snow or anything in the gully, which I can see. So this is super icy and super good, super hard. So got my axe and my spikes on. This is so cool. Look at these flows of water. I should just drink some of this straight. They're all over the place. Hopefully I don't break through. There's not much above. There's running water like right underneath me. All right, so we're gonna, I was gonna go up there, but I think I want to go up there, gain this rib, and then just take it all the way up, right to that snow. All right, I'm leaving. I hope this isn't a bad idea. I'm leaving my axe and my spikes, so I don't have to haul them up to the summit. And I'm gonna take a picture of exactly where I am. Got it, okay. We're 12,300, so we have 1,500 more feet. So I'm gonna get off the snow, stay on the rock, aim for that rock, and then we gotta get that saddle. And then it's all ridge traversing from there. So, gonna push hard here. This is hard work. This is super loose and unstable. So I'm just taking my time, resting. Long way to go to that saddle. Then a long way to go to the summit. But we're getting there. This is so loose. Even the big stuff. You gotta be really careful. So, anyway, there's Scott Lake. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I should just go by Scott Lake and then up the nice grass. TBD, I guess. TBD. So anyway, low saddle, then we got still the high ridge. Still a bit more to the ridge. Well, you don't actually go to that saddle. You bend right and you keep climbing. I'm getting there, slowly but surely. I think this is the ridge, just like, I mean, it's not even 70 feet above me. Every rock is loose, every rock. Man, it's just old-fashioned hard work, but we're gonna get it done. If I could just step over on this nice rock. All right, we're almost at the ridge. Gain the ridge. Notch in the ridge. And now we, guess we start climbing. So we're on the ridge, kind of. There's no cairns anywhere, so I'm just kind of, I'm not on the ridge proper, although I could be. But this is all pretty easy class 3, so I can literally get up any way I want. It doesn't even matter. So, not sure if the summit's up there, or it's probably beyond. We pop through a notch, and here it is. Here's the last push. it looks like we can definitely stay on rock. So that's what I'm gonna do the last 150 feet or so. Almost there. This hasn't been too bad. I do have to be careful because there's a little snow and there's a lot of loose rock. So when I'm climbing, I gotta make sure my holds are good in case something comes loose. So anyway, straight up the ridge. Well, on the far side, it's all snow, but you can avoid it if you stay on the ridge. I think we're almost at our summit. Oh, looks like it's a little bit further. False bump. Gannett Peak. Did it. Well, not yet. All right. This is the official high point. Woo! Not that, I'm higher than that. Wow, what a challenging slog. Did I get it under 10? I did, about 9:46. That's good. I mean, under 10, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna eat a celebratory Snickers bar. Look at those crevasses. And drink some electrolytes, and then I was gonna say hustle down, but I don't think it's gonna be much quicker down. Hardest state high point outside of Denali. And this could end up being my hardest day effort ever. It's debatable, but yeah. So I gotta get down to that lake and then climb up to that pond. So I haven't decided which way I'm gonna go yet. Well, we're down that awful descent. Cut myself up several times. And we've located the axe and the crampon, so that was good. I didn't lose them. So we're gonna stick to the glacier, I think. Although I'm afraid later in the day it's gonna be really melty and slushy, but I just wanted to like walk straight down it like this. Glissading. Right between the rocks. Nope. We got a big river here. I figured I would avoid that. Hopefully. Descending down to Skinny Lake. We have bypassed the cliff fan. We remembered where it was, although I still think you could have gotten down there. And I need to make a decision what side to walk on. I think I'm gonna walk on from here. The side I walked on looks easier. Put on my worker gloves. New gloves I bought from Walmart. For climbing or to protect my hands, although I already scratched them up. That's why I put them on, because I scratched them up bad descending. So anyway, it's slow going as always. Okay, so I'm gonna descend to Scott Lake and not go up to that notch with all those big boulders. All right, Operation Ramp is getting ready to start. Just need to get around this thicket of trees Yeah, we're just gonna go straight up here and then keep not that one, but yeah, no, I think this is gonna work well. I looked at the topo, so I only got about 5 hours left of light. I'm not gonna make it back to the car, definitely, but I need to at least make it back to the trail, you know, so I'm not going down sketchy boulder fields, crossing rivers in the dark. But I think I got that. I should have that pretty easily, hopefully. All right, here's the main part of the ramp. I've already used some of it, but now I've hit this sort of meadow and I'm just going straight up, and our pond, I believe, is up there. But then after the pond, remember, I sort of did a class 3 steep down climb. I could always veer left after the pond and make it more gradual, so I'm not sure which way I'm gonna go. But see, this is such a nice walking, because I can just walk on grass the whole time. So I approve of this route. All right, we finally finished our ascent from Scott Lake. There it is. That was a slog. Plus I kept trying to like keep going up and shortcut the other one. So we should see Lake Solitude down below, I think. Now it's all descent. Oh yeah, look at that. All right, Lake Solitude. I guess I'll go around this side. All right, so we've made a big descent from the lake. I forget the name of the lake now. Why am I forgetting? But now we need to go down to Tourist Creek, which is way, way, way down there. Well, this is pretty brutal going down. The route finding's hard too. I never know if I want to be above the creek or not. And I can't say I remember exactly where I was before, so yeah, just on a lot of big car-sized boulders. That's pretty much what I've been doing for the last 30 minutes or so. I mean, I was above the creek most of the time on the way here. But I almost feel like maybe I should try my shot. That was just a big drop. Well, I see the river for the first time, so I guess that's progress. This is so challenging. I don't even know where I want to be. Yeah. Don't want to be high, don't want to be low. I have no clue. So I think I might cut down low here. But then I don't want to be in the trees either, so you can't win here. You can't win. Well, the bushwhack is about to begin. So that's like the last, I don't know, 400 feet down or something. Maybe I can pick a better route seeing it from above, but I'm not gonna hold my breath here. So this was just a mess, but yeah, dropping down, still a long way to go. In case you're interested, this is what the bushwhack's like. There's literally nowhere to walk. Nowhere. You're just romping. You can't even see where you're stepping. It's brutal. Oh, I found a log. I'll probably sink into it. This is like one of the worst things ever. Anyway, Trying back this way, I guess. I'm out. I'm done with the bushwhack. That was so slow and so terrible. Like, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. In other news, I thought I was moving good up high. I'm gonna end up slower. I think Torres Creek took longer on the way down. Whew. I got about an hour plus of daylight. So now, oh yeah, I forgot they threw in this big boulder field for you. And I can't see what I'm stepping on or in, which is fantastic. Cross the boulders, then you have to cross like 2 creeks, which weren't easy, and then you got to cross the river, and then I got 12 miles back. So I'll be able to get 3 miles in the light. Then I'll have to bust out the headlamp. Let's see if I can go around these boulders. What do you think? And we're back on the trail. Yeah. All right, we're back on trail. I'm not going to be moving very fast. I should be able to get like 3 miles in before I need to go headlamp. So not quite as fast as I was hoping, but I need to refill. I should have at the river. I don't know what I was doing. I didn't film the river crossing because it was pretty easy, but I did take my shoes and socks off again. So anyway, 12 miles back. Oh, well folks, I'm back at the trailhead. It is after midnight. That took me forever. I walked the last 12 miles. Felt like I was a zombie in an ultra marathon in like Cocodona. So all in all, that was 20 hours and 50 minutes. That is awful. Somehow I was a lot slower on the way back. So yeah, I don't know. All those boulders just got to me. And then, I mean, the last 12, I just was kind of tired and out of it. And it's a long day after I drove from Arizona yesterday. So anyway, I am gonna get some shut-eye. By the way, that is hard. That is a difficult hike. Hardest day hike I've ever done, period. So try it out if you want.